Imagine this. A devastating famine grips the land, and a widow in Zarephath gathers sticks to cook her last meal for herself and her young son. She has only a handful of flour and a tiny bit of oil left. In her heart, she knows this will be their final meal before starvation claims them. As she prepares the fire, a stranger appears, Elijah, a prophet of God. He asks her for water, and though hesitant, she obliges. But then, he makes a bold request. "Bring me a piece of bread too." The widow, barely holding back her despair, replies, "I have only enough for one last meal for my son and me. After that, we will die." Elijah looks at her with steady faith and says, "Do not fear. Go and make the bread, but first, make a small loaf for me. For this is what the Lord says, the jar of flour will not be used up, and the jug of oil will not run dry until the Lord sends rain on the land." Torn between doubt and hope, the widow obeys. She bakes the bread, using the last of what she has, and serves it to the prophet. Then, with trembling hands, she looks back into the jar, and finds it still full. The jug of oil still holds enough for another meal. Day after day, this miracle continues. The jar of flour and the jug of oil do not run out, providing for her, her son, and Elijah through the famine. This story reminds us that even in the darkest times, God's provision and power are at work. Sometimes, miracles begin with simple acts of obedience. What are you willing to trust God with today?